Sounds better.
Boom.
Better?
Yeah.
Default, no, I'm not in. I'm not plugged in. Okay. Okay, now I'm in. How's that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
We are live. We are live. So,
Hello.
welcome to Oyajis. 10:30 every Wednesday night, bringing you all sorts of crazy characters, and we've had some over the years, but tonight we've got a special. Yeah, Victor's so excited, and he just can't hide it. He's about to lose control, and I don't think I like it. I'm not comfortable. I'm
Oh,
raising
he's
my
taking
head.
it off. Oh boy.
Get in the gong. Get in the
This is
gong.
what happens when we do too much preparation.
Get in the gong.
All right.
Just a minute. Just a minute. I gotta get my whiskey. Hold on a second.
Yeah. So that's a nice shot of Victor. No, I don't want to see that. I'm sorry. So Chris Gann,
Yes.
Street English TV, the man who talks with his hands like this, which I quite like doing as well. But I'm just doing this to illustrate what you do.
Do I do that?
You used to do that. I remember that was kind of your Street English TV. That was kind of yeah.
Okay, ready?
Oh,
You remember that?
I do. Oh, yes. Yeah, that was in my opening sequence, man.
Yes.
That was shot in Omotesando, right by the new Mac store.
Before we start, let me just get ready here.
Let me get ready too. I feel energy
Get ready here.
dissipating, and I'm really worried I'm not going to be able to keep up tonight.
Yes. Okay, there we go.
Hi, kampai.
Just a little.
Okay.
Kampai, there you go. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Well, so I guess.
Looks like pee, doesn't it, when you get it closer?
Okay.
Oh, good to be on the show, you guys.
He's a classy fellow. Red wine.
Thanks for inviting me.
Wait. Let me start us off. Ready?
Yeah.
Woo! So,
I always like making them sing, but no, the gong is good. The gong is a good theme.
Welcome to Hikosaemon and our 2.5 Oyajis
oh, cool. So,
with guest starring Gen, Chris Gen.
So you're back. You're back. Honestly, I thought they'd put you into the witness protection program, and we would
You
never
should
hear
touch
from
him and
you.
make sure he's really there, because I don't know.
yeah, man.
It's
I don't know if
hurts.
he's really there.
Stop it.
You know, I just want to say that I think it's incredible that you guys have this show going on a Wednesday night at 10:30, and there's 78 people watching.
I don't know if that's an insult.
No, it's
79.
awesome. No, I mean, it's like you guys
79, motherfucker.
are married to the game, man. I mean, like, you guys are literally, like, married to YouTube. I think that's great.
Well, that's what our wives think.
I just use her. I just
right.
use her.
That's right. It's using it for money.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to do. That's the sad thing. I just
Yeah.
I'm like an old man who's kind of losing his marbles, who just shows up to the park at the same time every Wednesday and starts.
You
feeding
wish you were
pigeons.
as old as I was, man. I got 10 years on you still, so. But hey, Hiko, please introduce our guest, because a lot of
Our guest is-
off
Yes.
the
guest
radar
is-
for so long that most of our subs probably don't know who he is.
Yeah.
And if you do remember, then wow, because this is
Then confide to you.
This is Street English TV. So popped up all of a sudden on the scene and exploded all over Japan YouTube for a period
Right,
of time.
just
what,
like a
about
money
6 years
shot.
ago. Just like a money shot. That's a beautiful image. Thanks.
Yes, all over your faces. Aren't you happy? Yes.
I'm not comfortable. I'm raising my hand. I'm not comfortable. Okay, so 5 years ago, man, awesome videos. Then there was some sort of incident.
Jail
called,
time, I don't know, medical
aliens,
procedure, alien abduction,
mafia trial. I don't know, but he disappeared for 5 years, and
drug
now-
problem, rehabilitation. We don't know. We don't know what happened.
he's a rock star. We're going to find all this out. We're going to beat it out of him live, and then
You can beat him. I'm not gonna
he
beat
came
him.
back in March this year, and he's making awesome videos again. And so there's an interesting thing here. There's some tension in this, right? I don't know if you can sense it. I'm pretty sure you can. You can sense it.
I'm always an asshole.
Victor is always an asshole. That is the theme of tonight. No, the problem is that Victor does look upon YouTube as genuinely as a woman that must be treated with respect.
Yes.
For me,
You
I don't.
violated my bitch. You came in here and you used her.
Wait. Let me set this up. You can get into it in a minute. But this is the thing. I don't really care, right? I think if you're enjoying it, you're making good videos, you're doing what you want, fine, that's fine. But Victor, you take things kind of personally. You know, so when I saw Chris was making videos again, I was like, whoa, dude's making videos again. Get him on by Red Bulls. And when I told Victor that I got you on, Victor was like, that guy left us.
Oh, really?
He went out for ice cream. He went out for ice cream, and he never came back.
Gave him our money.
He can just waltz back into our lives like nothing was ever wrong. You actually meant it when you said that. So Victor was not comfortable.
No, I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you guys, okay? I like Chris. I liked him way back in the day, and you know, I gotta admit
he's like getting ready to punch me right there, eh?
He's got some skills. He's got many skills, but I was a bit annoyed that Hiko just invited him without even asking me, because I thought, this guy, you know, he's back for 2 months. Is he really gonna stick around this time? You know, what's going on here? And there's other people who I thought, you know, maybe deserved a little bit more
But
attention.
for me, look, Chris is a character. I know whatever you've been doing awesome stuff. And I know a little bit of it, and that's also part of the reason. But, you know, so I thought it would be an awesome show. And I knew that the fact that you get aggravated by it would make it more interesting. So, here we are.
Awesome, man. Cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so just for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Chris. I was born and raised in Tokyo. I am 33 years old now.
Dude, I just remembered something about you. So, well, I'm going to say it anyway, so I'll ask you afterwards if it's okay to say it. You went to Gakushuin, right? Is that a...
No, I went to KO.
Okay, I'm sorry. Someone else I know went to Gakushuin. But yeah,
You went to KO. Wow.
KO?
Yeah, I went to Shogakko and Shugakko in Japan, and I moved to America, to the East Coast, Connecticut, when I was 12.
Yeah.
Did a bit of a boarding school, and then finished high school in New York City, and I was a hippie for a while.
I heard there was a lot of homosexual activity in boarding schools. Is that true? Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Are you obsessed with that? Every time you ask that question.
I don't ask that every time.
There wasn't a lot of homosexual. I mean, I didn't experience any. Maybe there was.
Maybe were you like an ugly duckling?
Yes, I was very ugly, and I was a hippie, right? I had a long hair and everything. And
I was a hippie, but then they fired me.
No one's gonna believe
I couldn't keep up the requirements.
Yeah.
They laid me off.
You don't agree to wear a wig.
They stopped me collecting welfare.
If you'd gotten tattoos, they would let you stay.
I would have had to change groups. That's all.
Yeah.
You should click around to make sure you're not stuck on one thumbnail like last time.
So anyway, so yes, you were a hippie, and
Yeah, I was a hippie, and I started doing business, and I moved to the Cayman Islands, and I did some work there.
I wouldn't go to the Cayman Islands because I hear that the taxes there are like killer, like they'll just wipe you out.
Yeah, it's really, really expensive at 0%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so I came back to Japan when I was 25, and I decided to go to college.
How long were you in the Cayman Islands?
I was there for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Then went to Temple University in Azabu campus. Had a great time there.
The ghetto.
The ghetto.
I like to call it the ghetto. You're in the ghetto.
Then I started making YouTube videos.
Yeah. And they were good videos. They were good videos. I mean, you know, you were like a little hyper-amphetamine, little power bean, and you're making really good videos. And then...
Thanks, man.
Boom, what happened?
Okay. So...
I feel like some Batman story is going to happen, like...
I already feel like I'm talking to Bruce Wayne.
Went to a mountain and trained with some killers.
He lives in the freaking Cayman Islands. Is this Bruce Wayne or is this what? What is this?
I know. Kind of looks like Bruce Wayne.
All right. So what happened was, all right. This is really. Am I allowed to cuss on this show?
Oh yeah. You can say whatever
really
you want.
This is really fucked up Japanese education Kyoik thing, man.
Okay.
So I went to a Japanese school, and like, you know, the way I was brought up was like, you're not supposed to have fun with life. You're supposed to work. You're supposed to go to a good college. You're supposed to go to a good school. get a good job, and do that for the rest of your life. Like, that's the way I was raised, man. I know this sounds like really
responsible.
Yeah, it sounds weak. That's what it sounds like. But so I always had this conflict. Like, am I allowed to do this? So that's why, like, Chris Gen is not my real name.
Oh, really?
No, it's Christian Gen Monson, right? But it's my middle name is Gen, so I took Chris Gen, and that way I could kind of like, you know, cover myself just in case like it all went to.
Well, you're not covered now. My middle name is Danger. I find
Danger.
It comes in useful sometimes.
I was just told my middle name is Drama, but I don't know why I get that. I don't think I deserve that.
That's a certain ring about it.
Anyways, I had this dilemma of like what I was doing with YouTube, and I was like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Like, can I make the world a better place through YouTube, right? And I was like, I felt like so irresponsible, just kind of having fun and like just having a good old grand time making videos on YouTube. So I decided to get a little bit technical. So what I did was I got a sponsor, a corporate sponsor.
So, sorry, your old YouTube channel had a corporate sponsor, you mean?
Yes, and I launched something called Japan Travel TV.
Oh,
I remember
right.
something about that. That rings a bell. Yeah.
Right. So my buddy Brandon, who works for Set Japan now,
Isn't he that guy from Beverly Hills 90210? I'm pretty sure there was a Brandon in that.
No, it's a different guy.
Oh,
different
okay.
guy.
I'm sorry, I'm from New Zealand, so I don't know.
He's not a fictional person. You know those people.
I can't tell the difference.
They're fictional.
He's from Temple. He is
Joey from Friends. His real name is Matt LeBlanc. Yeah. Go ahead.
No.
Anyways, so I decided to get technical. I was like, okay, so I got to make it look like I'm actually doing good because, like, you know. So I got a sponsor, and I started pushing for the Japanese tourism budget. And I started talking to larger corporations about producing YouTube channels for them.
Yeah.
And things were going well.
Yeah, I remember things. You said things were going well.
And one day it just turned to shit. It turned out like the company that I was doing, the Japan Travel TV, was not a company that I want to be working with.
Oh, you mean as in it was like not a kind of company you want to be working with?
You mean they were Yakuza, right?
Well,
it was just like really scary. I mean, like the lady started yelling at me. I mean, it was just like really rough, and like you got to work from like morning until 11 p.m. and you got to do the sales, you got to do the editing, you got to talent, you got to make the PDF for the sales materials. And it was just like, whoa, man! Like, so I decided to quit, and then that company got really, really angry and started chasing me.
Yeah.
So I kind of like hit the Chiba.
Yeah.
And I was like locked up in my apartment for like a month or two, you know.
What do you mean they were chasing you?
They're like verbal abuse, I guess, emotional, pressure.
All right.
And,
so they were really piling it
so
on.
basically,
It
like
got too much. It became too much. So
it became too much.
Yeah.
It became too much. And then I kind of I moved to Chiba, and I tried to get back in the game then. I remember making videos about Japan's smokeless tobacco and all that stuff. But somehow, man, I still had this thing inside me, like, okay, like, I have to do something with my life. I got to do something, that inspires people and try to make the world a better place, which turned out to be total bullshit, by the way. That was like my own dilemma.
You have to use this world like a condom and toss it aside when you're done. That's my theory.
Well, no, that's Victor's philosophy. Let's stay on the path. No, don't do that. Don't listen to the evil angel. Just go with the on the other shoulder.
So I didn't have a job, so I just said, shit, I gotta get a job. So I started working at where was I working? In Omotesando. I can't remember. Las Chicas. I was serving burgers.
Massaging the concrete.
But see, okay, I didn't know that Las Chicas was a burger place, but I do know that Omotesando has the highest concentration of models per square foot of space of anywhere in Japan, and I just like walking around there and smiling a lot.
Well, that's why I started working there, man.
Well, that makes sense. If I was going to do
South
burgers,
Miami Beach.
That's where I would start.
And it was like a place where a lot of models came in and ate, so it made sense. But anyway, I was kind of scouted when I was being a server, and I was asked to manage. No, I was asked
Oh.
if I would like to manage a gym, start up a gym.
You were scouted for starting up a gym?
Well, I don't know if I was scouted, but the guy said,
How
"Hey,
heavy
you
was
know,
the
I
silverware that
want
you
to
were?
work with this guy." So I became a manager for Next, as you know.
As I know, but okay, wait a minute. Back, flip it back
Yeah.
because I'm still confused.
Okay.
So you're flipping burgers in model central Tokyo,
Yep.
and a guy rocks up and says, "Hey, dude, how about you come and be a manager at my gym?" Is that what happened?
That's how it went. I was making
No.
$1,400 a month. Yeah. And yeah, the guy said, "Hey, you know, like I'm doing kakutogi type of things. I have a karate background. Would you be interested?"
Kakutogi. People don't understand kakutogi.
Kakutogi is martial arts. So this man,
Like
he's
origami.
very,
and stuff.
yeah, he's actually a very famous karate family. You know, like the starting member of the karate group in Japan. So yeah, I jumped right on and I started busting my butts, man, busting my butt, setting up this new gym in Akasaka.
Yeah, and I randomly joined a gym because I was 95 kilos and fat and ugly and boring and stupid, and I joined this gym. And
95 kilograms by the way, is about 210 pounds.
I was like 350 pounds, yeah.
Oh my God. Jeez, I don't remember you being that heavy, man. I mean,
I got back from, also, here's my thing. I got back from New Zealand where I had far too great of a Christmas vacation and eating roast potatoes and lamb every day. And I went from like 87, being a little bit heavy, to being kind of crazy heavy after a break. And
yeah.
also, I had a new job, and it was a good job, but I was sitting down a lot. So it just piled on all of a sudden. It's getting old and all that stuff as well. And I kind of came to a point I had to decide, am I going to throw away all my clothes and just give up and be double XL above forever now? Am I going to give up being able to buy normal clothes, or am I going to try one more time to wear those clothes that I haven't worn for a couple of years now? I thought, screw it, I'm going to go and do some exercise. And I used to, because I surfed, when I lived in Nishikasai and places like that, because I surfed in Chiba, boxing is like good natural exercise for surfing. It's the same type of stuff. And so, yeah, when I saw a sign that said kickboxing, I thought that sounds like fun. And I already do a bit of boxing, and that sounds even better because you use your legs. So, yeah, I joined up, and I was just getting into it. And one day I see Chris walking around, and it turns out he managed the place. And, and I need to thank you all, because that gym that you set up and were running, I got an F on my health checkup for my company.
Oh, really?
And I looked at what for weight. It came up F for weight. I was okay on everything else, and I looked at what F means for weight, and it says check yourself into hospital immediately. And I was okay. I know I'm a bit heavy, but it doesn't mean it's a bit heavy.
F is pretty bad.
F is pretty bad. I mean, so I'm supposed and this is Japanese scale, so it isn't really fair, granted. But I was, for my height, I'm supposed to be. If I was Japanese, I'm supposed to be aiming to be 74, and I'm forgiven.
74 kilograms at your height?
Impossible.
That's impossible.
But I'm forgiven in a zone up to 84, right, or 84.5. But I was 95. So I was thinking, man, if I can get down to 85, I'd be kind of happy. So long as I'm at the top of that band. But yeah, I've been going forever and ever, and and I've had a lot of fun kickboxing. That's the only exercise that I've done for the last 2 years. I go to on a good week I'll go 3 times. Sometimes I just go 1 time, and I've lost 13 kilos. I'm 82 now.
And it's no easy work, man. I mean, that kickboxing with those Thai guys. So this gym is an international gym, and they have real Thai kickboxing champions. Like the lady Okada Atsuko, who teaches on Thursday night, is a world Muay Thai champion and a Japanese kickboxing champion.
Wow.
And I don't only go during the days and stuff like that, but there's so I got the 2 guys. I got Rek and Nun, who are like they're
You can actually pay to have a woman kick your ass on Thursday. I bet you she's pretty popular.
Dude, she's packed. She's packed. Yeah.
But I just had yesterday. He kicked me in the head twice yesterday. Was Sato? He's like XK1 guy.
Oh, Sato Sensei, man.
Oh,
yeah, he's an ex-K1 fighter, karate, eight
1998
level
champion
black
or
belt.
something. Like,
yeah.
And that guy, and it's like the Thai guys. They're like having fun, and they're like dancing around and stuff. But Sato he just makes you go till you start puking. He So yes,
How can you be a double black belt? What does that mean? Double black belt?
Eight level black belt, like the 8th dan, hachidan. it's the highest level black belt you can get in the Colorado school.
I think that's where as it gets higher and higher, as you have like 8, the final one you wrap around your head.
And then where do you put these 8 belts on your body?
It's on your belt, like it's.
No, I know.
Yeah, you got the gold bars.
Actually, funny story. Like when I first started at that gym very early on, and it was in Sato's class.
Yeah.
Sato Sensei's class. He there weren't many people, but there was this other guy who was like an Japanese American football player, about the same height as me, but bigger than me, and he's kind of tall. And I remember, so I'm still just getting used to the basic stuff, and all of a sudden we're given the kick pads, and I didn't know how to even hold them or anything like that, right? So I just held on. He says, "Okay, so just hold it, take this stance," and and the other guy kick, you can kick. But this other, and I thought, okay, we'll take it easy, we'll build it up, we'll escalate, right? But this American football player guy, first kick, picked me up off the ground. He just laid fully into me, and he's a heavy guy as well, so, went right in. It kind of picked me up, and I'm like, holy crap, oh no. And, it was kind of like, I was holding on for my life. And I kind of decided after the second or third time, just screw this, I'm just going to hold it and just kind of brace myself. The problem was that, like, the third kick came above the pads, and it hit me straight in the jaw, and it dislocated my jaw.
Oh, really?
He clocked me straight across the jaw. My jaw popped out on the other side, and I was walking around. I thought my jaw was broken because I could feel it pop out. And I've played rugby and I've dislocated my jaw before. I thought maybe it broke, and I'm kind of walking around. I'm kind of swearing. I'm going, holy shit! What? I was swearing a lot. And Sato Sensei, he looked at me. I looked at him. He said, "You done? Go back. You're holding it wrong." And I said, "I'm sorry," and I went back to it.
I'm sorry that I held it in such a way that made you knock my jaw out of it.
But fortunately, it wasn't the K1 guy; it was the American football player. But but man, Sato Sensei's right. I kind of like the Sparta thing, and I like the fact I get my ass kicked every time I go. So I love it, and that's the only exercise I do.
Next-akasaka.com if you're interested. That's where you go get your ass kicked by Sato Sensei.
Yeah. But so that was awesome. But then just like YouTube, you flooded away again. I don't know where you went. So what have you been doing since then?
I was in Yamanashi.
Yamanashi. So
yes.
You got like snowed in.
I got into Yamanashi, and then I, over the last summer, from the spring, I tried to set up a new business in Yamanashi, doing tourism business. I became a guide.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like mountain climbing or hiking?
Mount Fuji guide.
Mount Fuji? Like actually going up Mount Fuji?
No, fuck that, man. I'll never do that. No, just like local areas, taking people to the shrines, the temples, explaining the history of the local culture and their business history, and taking them to what people call. Do you guys ever heard of Aokigahara Jukai?
Aokigahara Jukai. People commit suicide?
That's the forest, right?
Yeah, that's the forest. So I kind of grew up by the forest. I grew up above the forest. So my dad had like a mountain cabin. Mm-hmm. My dad lived in Japan, so he had a cabin in the woods above the Jukai, and I didn't know about the history of Jukai for a long time. But it turns out to be one of the only places in all of I think it's the only place in Mount Fuji where they didn't clear cut. So it's a beautiful piece of forest. Mm-hmm. And there are caves there. They're underground caves with ice, like icicles, like that goes on forever, man. And there are little holes in there, and you crawl in there, and there's like these. It's amazing. It's like Indiana Jones, man. It's beautiful. Yeah. And so I was taking a lot of people through, through the Jukai and showing people how beautiful it was.
So but okay, and apart from driving to Mount Fuji to go up, and I'll never do it again. Yeah. I've been around Mount Fuji, but from what I've read about that forest, I've heard like people go there deliberately to get lost and to commit suicide, partly because I've heard that compasses don't work there, like it's magnetic or something, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
It is true.
That's cool. That's like Lost, the Lost Island, right?
It is. It has a really bad name.
Yeah.
And I went to when I was a hippie, I went to a tracker school. So I went to like a Native American survival school. So I like go into woods without a compass and all that, and have a good old time. And it's kind of you know, you're always you're in the woods, and you're always gonna be like, okay, like I'm gonna turn this corner, and I might see something, you know. So it's a little bit stressful, and there are areas where the compass just it doesn't work, right? It starts like spinning around, and your cell phone don't work, and there are holes all around it, and there are caves, and you could just like kind of like, you know, stick your foot or your ankle and snap your leg and lost forever.
So wait a minute. So just roll back a bit. So you literally stumble across dead people there. Is that what you mean? You can turn around a corner and see something you don't want to see.
I'm gonna try to like answer that in a non-direct way.
Yeah.
Because what I'm trying to do is, you know, to change people's awareness. So like, oh, it used to be that people committed suicide or it sounded like it, but now it's like this awesome piece of forest that's great for, you know, ecotourism. So yeah.
So okay, but in the bad days, that was something. Hopefully now it's not something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah.
So I got a question for you. You did the Native American tracking school. You lived in the wood cabin up on Mount Fuji near the famous forest.
Schools existed. That's really cool.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, totally, man.
Well, if you believe in ghosts,
there are times when I come out of the woods and those guys are just following me around, man.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, if you believe in ghosts, that is like the one place you don't want to go, right? I mean, you have any ghost stories?
Yeah, but I'd rather not share that, you know.
Okay. I got one. This is reminding me of a great story, not of my own.
That was your ghost story then.
Not of my own, but of my dad's. So my dad was Special Forces, New Zealand military.
Wow.
And part of his old job was, you know, he was in Borneo a lot doing training stuff. And New Zealand Army is made up a lot of Maori people, you know, indigenous people. And you know, and there are certain tribes. I'm trying to remember the name of the tribe, but there's a couple of tribes which have a high rate of very spiritual kind of, you know, what do you call it? People who can see ghosts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Well, Dad's got a few stories like this, but apparently, so like they literally jumped out of a, you know, helicopter into the middle of the jungle and set up a camp. And they're setting up, and one of the Maori guys comes up to my dad. My dad's a platoon commander, and they come up to him and he says, "Sir, I just wanted to let you know there are ghosts here." And my dad was didn't know what to say. He's, you know, told by a fellow that there's ghosts here. He's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And he says, "Well, just letting you know that there's ghosts." My dad said, "So is that going to be a problem? Are you saying we should move?" He said, "No. I think it's okay. I just wanted to let you know." My dad was okay. He didn't really know what to make of it. They all set up the tents. The next day, when they were packing up and they moved out, 20 yards away, in the jungle, they found a cemetery.
Oh my God!
Right close by. But, you know, there were little things like that. It was kind of cool, you know. I mean, but crazy, you know, in those kind of forest things. He's got a bunch of stories like that. But okay.
I got a good one. So I won't tell you my ghost story or stuff I've seen in the woods, except for that it's one of the most beautiful places on the planet. If you come into Japan, you want to go check out the Jukai and the caves. It's amazing.
But how should I check that out, though? I mean, obviously, just walking into the places
there's some tours you can do. Yeah. There's some tours, so you can look up Mount Fuji tours, ecotourism, and you'll get some companies.
Okay.
So it's on the web.
Tell us the story.
So anyways, you believe in ghosts.
I'm not convinced either way, actually, but I've heard some great stories.
Yeah, I'm not convinced about either way either. But I want to believe. I want to believe in ghosts.
All right. So
I think I've seen one. But
so I went to a Native American school.
Yeah.
And the Native Americans believe that they can talk to plants and the earth and the wind and the rocks. It's very similar to Shinto, right?
Right.
You know, Shinto is a Japanese religion where you worship a god or, you know, a rock even as a sacred element of, you know, of God. And so I was in the woods one day. It was a beautiful sunny afternoon, and I'm sitting there, and the trees are like, I felt like the trees were talking to me. And I hear something in my head and say, "Hey, Chris." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Like, we're in Japan." I'm like, "Yeah." like, we're actually Japanese forest. I'm like, holy shit, you are, aren't you? Like, yeah. Because it doesn't feel like you're in Japan. It doesn't feel like you're in a Japanese forest. It feels like you're in a very mysterious place. I'm like, huh. He says, yeah, like, we're here for Japanese people. But Japanese people don't like us. That kind of a way. And I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. Like, how can I help? I'm like, well, could you let Japanese people know that we love them and we're here? We're in Japan and like, we are their forest. We want Japanese people. So I'm like, all right, dude, I'll do it, man. I'll do it. So, I was guiding the place. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, Yamanashi Shimbun calls me up and says, hey, we heard you doing a guide for Jukai. That's amazing. Can we do a cover on it? I'm like, yeah, dude, bring it on. So I get on the front page and talking about, like, the suicide forest and how that needs to change, and it's part of Japanese forest. Boom. A week later, NHK calls me up. And next thing I know, I'm on Cool Japan on a 30-minute special sharing, this kind of stuff. So it's amazing, man.
Brandon, what are you about to do?
That's cool.
Oh. I can't. I have to ask the question. So you were like having a conversation that involved a lot of the use of the word "dude" with the trees.
Yes.
Are there many mushrooms in that forest?
I'll tell you what, man. You go in the wood alone. You go in the forest alone. Man to forest, man. You'll discover a lot of things.
I believe it. No, I mean, and as the representative of the Wust demographic on this particular combination, yes, that is something.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand what you're saying. I mean, it is it's a natural forest. It's not it's not been cut down. It's not been commercialized. So, but of course, it's not. I mean, it's generally not considered safe, and it has that bad rep. But I could imagine how if there was a guided tour. And a place like that, because I used to live in a place with a lot of volcanoes in it, and I know that the geology on those places is crazy, and you put a forest, I know exactly what you mean about like tunnels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I can understand totally how that would be really cool, but doing it safe and with someone who knows their way around. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. I mean, they're part of the woods. Like, I don't advise anybody to go in the woods without like a GPS, a compass.
It's that big?
It's very big.
Yeah, you can get lost in there, man.
Really?
And it's crazy, like all directions, like everywhere you look, it looks the same way. And you can't hear anything. Actually the compass thing is a little bit of myth.
I was wondering about that. It sounds a little bit like myth, but people say that. They say that you go in there and you can become possibly lost even with it.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so
not
if
quite
you
true.
put the compass to the ground, there are places where it starts spinning around because the lava has a lot of iron content in it. But if it's if it's up high, there's no problem.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah, but, when they shot The Last Samurai, they shot it in New Zealand because we've got a mountain.
Yeah.
I used to live right near that mountain, and it's exactly like Mount Fuji, and it's not only the same shape as Mount Fuji, but it's the same. It's all the beaches all the way around the North Island on the west coast are all from lava from that volcano, and they're all black sand, iron sand beaches.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about with that, with the high iron content. Yeah, that's exactly what we have in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. And that's
So-
got it.
So let me tell you why I got back into YouTube. There are two reasons, okay? So I was doing all these tourism stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm like only talking to 4 people, like 8 people max, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I got to tell you, man, being a guide is kind of a pain in the ass. Sometimes, like, the clients are like, they're just like real know-it-alls, and they're like really not interested.
So let's just get this on the record. You don't like know-it-alls? You don't like people who talk too much?
No, yeah,
That's okay.
Yeah. But anyways, so I was, and then winter came.
Mm-hmm.
And winter season hits you really hard in tourism industry.
Oh, really?
Everything shuts down. Yeah, dude, the snowstorm was so bad in Mount Fuji, like the area that I live, people had, like, the self-defense force had to fly in with their helicopters to give food to the people, man.
Well,
Wow.
this is recent, but this year, that's right. There
This
was
is-
about a 2-week time period that pretty much all of Yamanashi was cut
80
off from the
centimeters
rest
of
of the
snow.
world. Yeah. It's kind of serious. It was a full-on emergency.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were there enjoying
I
being
actually
stranded
I
for a
was
week.
I flew to New York that time, right on the day that when it dumped the second time.
New York City.
New York City. Yeah. Yeah, my mom lives there, my brother's out there. So I was out there and I was really contemplating on, I'm 33 years old now, like I did a gym, I did finance before, I did aggregate business, I done YouTube, like what can I do with my life that's gonna
And,
make other people happy basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
and the
So-
answer was you came back.
So and I was like, and I was messing around on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I saw on my channel
Mm-hmm.
that I had 3 million views.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's nothing for you guys. Like you guys are big YouTubers and stuff.
Every day, you know.
3 million is pretty good.
But to a newbie like me, man, like 3 million people, I'm like, holy shit! Like I will never talk to 3 million people. If I could, like,
He'll
if you look
die
at it that
trying.
way, it's amazing, right?
yeah, if I could share a message, something, even about the forest, that would be cool, Something I could that's cool, man.
Mm.
So I really I planned this out and I quit my job and I decided to get back into YouTube and I had a little bit of money saved up and yeah, man, that's what I'm doing.
Wow. Full circle. So it literally is. I mean, for some reason, I imagine Mad Men. I imagine
Yeah.
Don Draper going out to buy ice cream, and when he goes and buys a six-pack instead and doesn't come back for 12 hours. Except that was you, and and you went away for 5 years, and you became you became a burger flipper and a gym manager and a mountain tour guide, and then you came
there's-
back. And said,
Every
"Honey,
week,
I
man,
bought
every
beer."
week I'm living with fucking guilt, Like you guys get it too, right? You get your PMs, right? Facebook messages, people reach out to you.
Val, I
Yeah.
just can't keep up. I'm way behind on my laundry videos.
But you know what I mean? They're just like, dude, I moved to Japan. I watched every single one of your videos. Thank you. Like you get that every month, right? And like sometimes I even get like people from the hospital, man. They're like, I was like hospitalized for this, reason, and I watched your videos on the bed,
Yeah.
and like your videos made me smile. Thank you. It's like, how do you deal with that, eh?
Wow,
Or
I
like-
only get messages that I make people depressed. That's nice.
I was
You put me in the hospital, you
You
goddamn.
bastard. I'm
You know,
sorry.
what pushed me over the edge was I got this young, fantastic young gentleman. He was about 8 years old. I was in the Nishin market picking up some eggs,
Yeah.
and this little guy comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, sir, are you Mr. Criscan?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's right, Criscan." Like, I love your videos. I've seen every one of your videos. Can you make another one? Will you make another one? And it's just like, oh fuck.
Wow. An
I've only
18-year-old
had that
boy.
happen. I've got a good story.
Yeah.
I've only had that happen to me once. This guy ran up. He was like,
It was your
this thing-
son, right? No.
I heard this guy. I was just walking around minding my own business, and this guy shouts out, "Oh my God, you're Hikosaemon!" I turned around. He said, "You're Hikosaemon." I'm like, "Oh my God, I was recognized finally after all these 6 years of making hundreds of videos, and I
Yeah.
finally get recognized." The guy runs up to me. "Yeah, I work at YouTube." Damn it!
Oh. But man,
It happens.
just like it's just overwhelming, like the gratitude that I have for people who watch my videos, and I still get comments.
Hmm.
I get,
Well,
I think I still get like 30,000 views a month or something, and I haven't made a video in 5 years. And the comments are coming in like every day, man, and I'm like,
You got 36,000 views last month.
I did, eh?
Yep. According to socialblade.com.
Yeah.
That's right here.
but and this is the thing, and this is my whole ongoing debate with Victor. I mean, in the end of the day, I know Victor is about the relationship with the lady.
Yeah.
But for me, honestly, if you make a good video, you make a good video, and that's great. And married. You're not obligated to the hobby. I appreciate the fact that you've made some good videos, and it's good that you're making good videos again. But that's the joy, isn't it? I mean, this is why dare we even invoke the name of other people who also make good videos, and even when they stopped making videos, they still kept a high profile and, you know, remained active based on that. But yeah, I don't know. I think if you make a good video, that's the magic of it, isn't it? You know, that thing sits out there and people keep recognizing it. It's nice, isn't it?
It's amazing, man. I'm married to YouTube. I was telling these guys before we started the show, like, you know, Victor got all upset, but
YouTube is my bitch.
You know, it's like I try to divorce her, but like I can't, man.
Well, you got confused. You went to buy ice cream. You got a six-pack. You went for you disappeared for a couple of days. You came back.
Yeah.
With some bullet wounds and whatnot. But yes, you.
And all right, so let's debunk some myths about YouTubers and.
Okay. Yeah.
So like, do you guys make any money off YouTube? Like, does YouTube pay you? Like.
Yes.
Victor, you make shitloads of videos, man. Like, you're a maniac. You just like.
I just love making videos. My weakness and my strength are both the same. I love making videos, so I just want to talk to people.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you straight up. I get about $200 every 2 months from YouTube.
Well, if you're getting 30,000, but basically this is the rule of thumb. 1 million views is worth about $2,000, $2,000 to $3,000
a month.
Oh, that's interesting.
1 million views.
No, just in over
general. So it doesn't matter how many months. It's not important.
Yeah.
So 100,000 views is about $200 to $300, right?
Yeah, man.
So 10,000 views is $20 if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But when it's lower, you get less. When you only get 10,000 views, it's actually usually about $8-10.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you know, it's not the ratio changes as it grows. So a big video gets more money.
Yeah.
For me,
by the way, yeah.
And for various reasons, I didn't monetize my videos when they were the most popular, when I was really editing them and putting a lot of effort in my best videos.
Nobody cared.
I not monetized, but I started monetizing a couple of years ago. I changed jobs and situations changed, and I could do that. I thought it would add to the fun, but at the same time, one thing I've noticed about YouTubers, with some exceptions, I think when people become a little bit too focused on the revenue aspect and they start figuring out how do I make a video to get a lot of views, or how do I maximize my income off my videos, people. Well, it can be good and it can be motivating, and it does genuinely actually, I think, motivate some people to make better videos, but there is a burnout tendency with that.
Yeah.
I think fundamentally, if you're looking at the money and you're not focused on doing it for your own enjoyment, it doesn't last.
Yeah.
So, any examples?
No, I'm not going to give any examples.
I honestly can't think of any examples. Was it burned out because of that reason?
Well, I don't know if they burn out from it either, but, you know, I don't know. I think you can always tell when people are trying a little bit too hard, when they're going a little bit beyond their kind of natural thing. And sometimes people, they go up a bit and then they pull it back in again, or they do whatever. And there are some people who just go on doing it. Like, they find the formula, and there are definitely people out there who are clearly doing very well off it and continuing to. But I don't know. There's a lot of very successful channels that disappear. You know, they have a you know, like you have these 3 month to 6 month channels that put out great stuff, and they get very excited and they try to figure out a whole bunch of stuff about how to maximize their revenue and stuff, but then all of a sudden they fizzle out, like they for whatever reason. You get that, but I don't know. At the end of the day, well, that's right. You can do YouTube for money, and you can and there's guys like Megwin. He's made books. He's published books about how to make a living off YouTube, for example.
He makes a video every single day. That's a different guy.
But he really does it like a real full-time, more than a full-time job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think generally speaking,
5 or 6 people.
I mean, I've made the money for me justifies. I mean, I've made money off it, but there again, I've probably spent more money on the hobby than I've made back off it.
Absolutely, yeah.
But there again,
computer equipment.
But the money is always good for explaining to the wife why I need to buy that new DSLR camera, and that I can justify it, and that's what I appreciate about it. For me, it's not about. For me, I'm lucky because I'm not aiming to live off it, although there are people who do live off it. But for me, it's about, it's more, it justifies and enhances the hobby, I guess. It's a nice bonus as I see it. But
that's a really good perspective, man. Thank you. I think there's a lot I can learn from that dude.
Well, I don't know, but there again, I mean, Victor, of course, dedicates his entire life to it, and sells his furniture, and pretty much sacrifices, all human
I've had
relationship
3 children, but I've sold them all to support
them into medical science, just to support his YouTube hobby.
Chinese factories, actually.
Yeah.
Really? That must have been hard.
I hear they pay better in Vietnam.
I wasn't too attached to them. Dog dying was harder. So.
Yeah.
I got it. What was the myth that you wanted to debunk? The fact that we make money?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, some of us do, but I mean, you need to make to live off YouTube. You need 1 million views a month, I think. I would think close to that.
Yeah. That's a lot, man. That's a lot of work.
Profit, so.
And this is the thing as well, a lot of people, including me, when I saw in the very beginning, right, and this is back in 2008, 2009, I saw guys like SXE Phil, for example, who motivated me to make my first videos. And I saw this guy sitting in a room like this with a web camera like this, just talking shit for 4 minutes. And I thought, that's easy. I can do that. I can do that as well as he can.
That's the beauty of it, yeah.
It looks easy. It doesn't look like you're doing anything. But he does it, 4 times a week, absolutely regularly, forever. And he figured it out early. And that's why he got 1 million subscribers and was able to make a living off it.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest motivator was, you're one of them. You had some English videos that were kicking ass. And then there was Big Sam in Japan.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome. He still is. I saw him last week.
Still
He's bigger, man.
He goes up, but yeah, he's
pretty big.
Teacher,
He's fantastic. Yeah, he's great, man.
Sam, mate, please. I know I've been partially abusing you on Facebook for trying to pressure harass you into making the happy video, and I know it's probably not making you happy in the process. But make the video. Just make it.
Man.
Just make it, please, because I want to see it, and I know it's going to be good, and you're going to get all the credit for it. So please do it. And everyone, go and harass Sam to make it, and make him feel super guilty about not making it.
Do you remember the Stormship Trooper guy?
Yeah, of course, Danny Chu.
Danny Chu. He was back.
Stormship Trooper, and Stormtroopers it's Danny Chu. He's a guy I'd like to get on one day as well. I've been lucky. I've had dinner with him a couple of times, and he's a
character. Yeah.
He's a good guy to talk to. Yeah. You raise about 5 IQ points just having dinner with that guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
There's a guy named Tokyo Kuni.
Never heard of him.
Kuni sounds familiar.
Yeah, what was it? His vlog in Japan or something? He was really good.
He's like a radio TV guy.
Have we ever had him on the show? It sounds familiar, that guy.
I think we did. That's right, we did. We
had him on the show, and he
had him on this show.
And he was actually, and he was worse at the technical stuff than you, Victor. That was amazing. I think he's the only guy who's ever done worse than you at setting up.
Yeah.
He disappeared. He went back to the States. I don't know the details, but he's gone. I guess he'll be back someday. If he does come back, we'll welcome him with open arms.
And there was this a new YouTuber. She had this cat thing on her head.
Oh,
she had a really big. Yeah, and she always had a camera up high. Mm-hmm. She figured it out, man.
She's not new, actually. She's retired now. She came and she went.
Retired.
Yeah. She got married last month.
That's great.
But those things will be put into production soon, won't they?
Actually,
this Kanada Jane 3?
Kanada Jane 3? Really? You really don't know?
Is that a girl, right?
So here's the thing with that. And as a Kanadajin yourself,
you're Canadian.
I'm a Canadian, yes.
Someone asked if you were Canadian. I wonder how
people have noticed all your A's, and they're asking. By the way, we say A in New Zealand like you do in Canada. We got the same habit with that.
Yeah.
Except
same incorrect pronunciation. Yes.
I've lost it, but no, it's a kind of a Maori accent, eh? We just kind of we always do the upward inflection, eh? And it's kind of similar,
Yeah.
But yes, on that thing, so the Rachel and June Canada Gene 3 drama, Victor did a huge drama video about it. There are lots of videos going around. I suggest if you are interested, go and look at it. But I don't want to get into that here.
Okay.
So learn how to make a video, and you'll get lots of views.
Well, I mean, I gotta say, man, like back in the day, YouTube was so much easier to search for videos. Now all I get is like
cat videos.
It's like it's not the same. It's like I have to go out and
different.
search a good video, and I can't find any. So I don't really spend that much time on YouTube, man.
Yeah,
I
well,
gotta admit, I go to break.com to just find really fun stuff to look at real quick. But
You do?
yeah, but I mean, I follow the people I follow on YouTube, of course. But
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta honestly, I mean, I think people know this as well. I mean, I used to really be a dedicated watcher of
Yeah,
YouTube.
you're like the fucking senpai, man. Like
I
you
was.
look after everybody.
And truth is, since I changed jobs, and again, it's just my new life pattern, and having the kid and so on as well. Like again, Saturday nights, I had nothing to do. You know, I wouldn't go out because I'm married. I don't have a kid, so I
Yeah.
would just go and watch YouTube videos and comment on all of them and stuff like that. But now I don't have any of that time, and that's still
Yeah.
cool. I adjust and I do things in my own way, but I'm not as interactive as I used to be. And I feel a bit bad about that sometimes, but that said, it is still cool, you know, finding out about new video bloggers. But I just can't be the full-time community guy that I used to be.
Yeah.
And it's great to see always that there's always new people popping up. And that the Hanami this year. Oh man,
Yeah.
you should have come to the Hanami, man.
Dude,
You
I
were
was
making videos.
shooting that day. I was in Yokohama.
You
but-
should have shot at the Hanami, dude. You should have come
yeah,
because
Yeah,
what was great. What was great about the Hanami this year
Yeah.
was that it was the young guns, the young fellas
lot of new
and
people,
girls, the younguns. They went
Really,
and
eh?
we kind of sponsored it, I guess, Victor and I. But it was a group including Canada Gene 3 and Charlie
Yes.
Japan, and there were a bunch of them all together and friendly. And Tikyo Sam stood up. He did so well setting that thing up, and it was the biggest
Yeah.
and the most successful YouTube Hanami ever. It was
yes,
awesome,
it was great.
and so very good to see that
It
happen.
was almost as good as next year's is going to be.
That's right, almost as good as next year's. That's right. But yeah, you got to get yourself. You got to make sure you keep making videos until next year. And
Yes.
two, you got to show up next year.
Dude, I got so much fucking shit out of my production. Oh my god, man! Wait until I blow
But that's a
this
trap.
up, dude.
No,
good.
no, that's a trap. It's good, but that's a trap. There's
No,
one, having too much video built up over time, that can become its own pressure as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, but these are moving things.
Yeah,
These are moving things.
What do you mean moving things?
like Hannah Minx.
I can't really tell you, man. I can't tell you. I can't
Okay.
tell you. But,
Okay, let me ask you something you can tell though.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, on June 1st or June 4th, you published a video
Mhm.
that was a republishing of an old video that you published
Ooh.
4 years ago.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, man. Okay, dude. Let me tell you about that video.
Let me explain to everyone who's watching.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I was on his channel as
Link up on
Hikosaemon
it.
suggested we get him on here, so I thought I'd go check out his channel, see how he's doing. And he put up a video that had, within like 3 hours, 2,700 views. And I was like, how did he do that? Because he just
You mentioned
his
that.
channel is small. I mean,
Right.
comparatively,
We'll
it's
put that-
Oh, wait a minute. And let's be honest about this. Victor came to me and he said, "Dude, he's cheating. He's cheating."
Yeah, man. I
No,
totally.
How did he do it?
But how did you do it? I mean, because you had a video that was a
So,
few
because
hours
the video had comments on it that were 4 years old, yet
Yeah.
the publication date was the same day. So
Let me,
I was like,
let me find that video and put it up on the comments here. I just figured out.
drop in the comments, Hiko. Oh, can you do that?
I can.
If
All
you
right.
can, you message it to me on mail.
Here,
Give
I just
something like
posted it.
Gmail or
Oh, oops! Remove any address and try it again.
Yeah, we'll let you post it.
whatever. Send it to me by email if you can do
You
that.
can post it
Like,
after
so-
this is published for some reason.
Do it by email now, and
Okay,
I'll put the link straight
I
under the
put it
video.
up on there. You just have to put youtube.com/ and then copy paste that link.
And so you just put in the comments on the video.
Yeah.
Here. I got it. Okay, so just do youtube.com.
Thank you, Emily.
Japanese dude passes out that one. That was it.
Yeah. Okay, so the story.
Japanese dude passes out Street English TV. You'll find it.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So it's boom, and it's youtube.com/ right?
Yep.
Okay, so if you guys all refresh your video right now,
Yeah.
you will be able to see the link immediately under the video, which you can go and watch after you've finished watching us because
Oh,
of course
yeah.
they're far more interesting. And let me just check that the link works.
But the point with that
It
video,
works.
And it does.
Yeah, I got.
The point is that he has comments on that video that are 4 years old, so it's pretty weird. Like, how did you do that?
So it's published on June 1, but there are 4-year-old comments. That's right.
How the fuck did I do that? That is.
And by the way, I do exaggerate. Victor didn't say you were cheating, but he did come and he did say.
I just said, how the fuck did he do that?
How did you do
I'll
that?
tell you how I did it. I'll tell you how I did it. I made this video 4 years ago, and there's an interview with a guy who's he's working on the street as like a traffic guy, right?
Right.
Who waves and thing. And he was fantastic. And I put that video up, and right away he found me on YouTube for some freaking reason. And he's like, put that video down. All my friends from my work is making fun of me.
This is
I'm like, oh, come on, dude.
This is at 1:48. 1 minute. Oh, so I've got him from like 1:39 to 1:48. Okay, I'm just scrolling along the side. So it's this guy.
This guy right at 1:48. He tracked me down for some reason. He said, my friends from work is making fun of me. Please take it down. I'm like, dude, come on, give me a break. And he's like, no, I'm really serious. I'm getting harassed. I'm like, all right, dude, I'll take it down. So I took it down. I just decided to put it back up.
Down for 4 years.
Yeah, I took it down for 4 years. And I was looking at it, I'm like, dude, this is
When did he ask you to take it down?
4 years ago.
So when you set it live again, it showed the new publish date for it. Basically,
yeah.
That's it. So it was live back in 2009.
Tokyo English Club, the blog. Oh man, the Tokyo English Club. That was my blog I was doing.
So how old? Wait a minute. How long was it privatized?
Like over 3 years, man.
Oh.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell from the comments.
Privatize it, and
it says 4 years ago, so it was dead 4 years. It was
yeah. Isn't that amazing?
I should go back. You know what?
Because it had 2,700 views when you uploaded it. Because I checked on that day. That's when I was checking out your channel.
Yeah.
I love this. It's from 1 week ago. It's nice vid, but the music is too loud. All caps, exclamation point.
Yeah. Music is, word.
don't look so stressed about it. No, I think it's a funny comment.
And it's like, as your video skills increase,
oh yeah,
it takes a lot longer to make videos.
I know what that's like. I've gone full circle, and now I've gone back to to just using no effort whatsoever and coming back to doing nothing. But there was a long time where it got longer and longer and longer.
No effort is the best way.
You know, that'd be fun, Victor. You must have some videos. You must have some videos there somewhere from a few years ago that you must have made private that are still there that you could set live and do that with.
I don't think. I think I've never privatized. I rarely privatize anything because I like to keep it as a record of how bad I sucked in the old days.
Okay.
I got some really boring, old, crappy, shitty videos.
I am sure. In fact, I bet you. I think some of my original videos I decided to take down, and they are not live. In fact, yeah, I am positive that I've got a couple of. I think I did one on Yasukuni Jinja or something like in the very beginning. And yeah. There it is. 3,984 views, which I put up in 2008. I could beat you. Because I got a bunch of comments from 5 years ago, and I could set that live again. And
set it live as an experiment.
Yeah, do it.
I'm really curious.
Yeah, but
I can't believe that that's all he did was unprivatize the video. That's bizarre. It doesn't make any sense at all. How YouTube would have that like loophole.
Dude, there are many loopholes to YouTube.
Yes.
Be careful.
They're getting better though. They're getting better. It doesn't work as it used to.
Yeah. Well, it's like iOS. It's like the jailbreakers versus the right. There's always people figuring out ways of doing stuff. But
yeah, I mean, the best way to hack YouTube is just keep hitting that refresh button, man. Pa 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 pa.
But no. They've got analytics. Well, wait a minute. But before we go there,
No, it only goes up like 25 times before it catches on. It's coming from the same IP address, right?
Yeah, Gangnam's. It worked well for Gangnam Style, but basically they do analytics.
That's what all the Koreans did, apparently, according to the Japanese.
F5 style. No. Well, a word of warning to people doing YouTube. I think we both know of people who have had their channels taken down for people trying to do them the favor
Yes.
and multiply clicking things and multiply refreshing,
Not
and
people. Well,
that will get you into so much trouble. Don't do it. But yes,
but you can't hurt anybody that way. If you're not, like people try to do that to me. It doesn't hurt me anymore.
But there was that guy. Well, that's right. You can't do it. But there was that guy who had a girlfriend who was trying to do it like as a birthday present. That was terrible.
What was his name? Candy Time.
Don't say
Brian,
the name.
Brian.
Don't say the name, dude.
Right.
Oh, anyway, well, it's out there. But yes,
It's
so
out there.
but
Everybody knows he made a video telling people. It wasn't like a secret.
okay. Well, in any case, just don't go there. Don't go there. Don't do it.
So, do you guys go to the studio much? The new YouTube studio?
I haven't been. I'd like to go. I should go.
But I got an email from YouTube last month personally from a woman who kind of looks after me a little bit, and she's like, "Would you like a private tour?" I'm like, "What for? I've already been there,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to use it. So it's more than I need for what I do."
Well, yeah, they're freaking awesome, man. YouTube people are like the sweetest people. There's something wrong with them. They're like too nice. Like I don't know how they're so nice to like
The thing
guys.
is that
the cafeteria.
nobody's using it. They need people to use it, so they have all this money and all this funding.
Yeah.
Also,
I made a new video. Did you guys see my Japanese video? 好きな仕事を見つけようぜ. 36 minutes long.
Where is it? Really?
Oh, I love that, man. That's it for me, man. I fucking love it. Like, out
Was
of
it?
all my videos, of all my work, this is,
Okay, got it.
yeah, like, this is it for me, man. And I did this little Chris's Zen corner. 仕事がやる気がない時に見てとか. Like, that's, I think I figured it out, man. Like, that's my message. You know, I'm so excited. Like, I could do that all day for the rest of my life.
Great opening, man. Great and really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'll be making more videos about that, and you know, if people don't like it, that's too bad. I'll try to mix it with some funny Japanese like ramen shop.
no,
and
no, no.
stuff.
But here is again my advice, and I'm not what you'd necessarily call. I'm a moderately successful. I'm not a living off it, but I'm doing okay, and I'm happy with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, don't ever let self-consciousness stop you. If you make a video that you like or that you want to do or whatever, even if it's inconsistent with everything else or whatever,
Yeah.
screw it, just do it. Don't, geez, that's what it's about. If you can't enjoy it, then what are you doing it for, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
We are up on the hour. This has been a fun show. I really
wow,
like it.
that is TV quality.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at your video right now. That is is that a 4K camera?
Dude, that is no, it's not. It's Canon C100 with EF lenses.
But that is a proper production camera, so it's not
That's a nice camera.
that's a big piece of glass and a big sensor, and that's why it doesn't have to be
And
4K.
three
It's
of
still
them,
its
yeah.
production. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
The lighting is off the hook.
Who's your cameraman?
Doug, he's
Doug.
he's my editor, one of my editors, trusted editors. He did the Sakura video. He flew in from Thailand.
Oh wow.
to help me with this. Yeah. So
You also do kickboxing, or?
no, no, he's like
He's a video.
he's a video guy who was in Hollywood and now he's in Thailand, kind of living his dream. Fantastic.
Well, this is
Totally
the
cool
thing.
guy.
But yeah, even if you're away for 5 years and you come back all of a sudden, and Victor's like, "No, I can never forgive him. I'm not going to watch his videos." But just like you just saw Victor just turn it on, your videos are good and they are production quality, and it's
That's amazing, man. I gotta admit.
they are.
Oh, thanks, man.
So that's what they are. But sorry, I saw some funny comments. It's updating and they're all going.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Big announcement. Sorry, I know you've all been waiting for the entire show. Before we go, we have to announce Shoot Tokyo. Dave Powell came back and he checked the comments from the video that we had with him. And this guy for his Kickstarter, he's like one of the premier street photographers in Tokyo.
Amazing.
And he's doing a Kickstarter to release like a big photo book.
What's his name?
His name is Dave Powell, but he goes by the moniker Shoot Tokyo.
Yeah, of course.
Is one word. He's a big guy in Google Plus, so basically, we randomly set up a contest that we would give away he would give away a book, a photo book, that he's publishing to the person to one person, and 3 T-shirts, of Shoot Tokyo T-shirts for people whoever had the best comment, and that was totally up to him whether it was funny or insightful or a good question or whatever.
Yeah.
We have the results. We have the results,
Ooh.
which he gave us over the week. He actually went back, he looked through all the comments on the video, and he went and mailed us the people that he wants us to announce as the winners. And so we will arrange, we'll go and get your information, and we'll contact you, so we'll arrange to get you the shirts and the book. So the book, there's one book, and this is in the order that they came. So the winner of the book is Joe Casey. So good on you, Joe Casey. Congratulations. You've got a book
Congrats,
from
man.
the best street photographer in Tokyo. And
That's awesome.
and Shoot Tokyo T-shirts are now in reserve and being held for Ann Carver, Charlie Brown AU, and Mr. Life U. So great stuff. Thank you for the comments, guys. Always thank you for the comments, and now you get something back for it. So it was an excellent show with Shoot Tokyo. I'll put a link below the video actually for the people who want to go back and see. Had some great photography stories.
Is Joe Casey a man or a woman? Because Joe could be a woman. Is that spelling J-O?
You know what? So there is Joe Casey. He's unlike. No, he's got a big beard.
Okay.
Big beard. He could be Bulgarian. Could be a
Bulgarian
a
woman.
weightlifter. You know, the women weightlifters, they have big beards in there, or they used to. But no, I think it's a dude. So congratulations, dude. I'm gonna go with dude for now. Congratulations to that. By the way, another thing as well. MyArgonauts, Taisha Jason, he had he actually produced a pretty cool looking T-shirt. There's a link under the video. He's been doing a sale. He had this shirt produced. It's in hiragana. It just says Zenzen Wakaranai. And it's a pretty cool shirt. I actually quite like it. A shirt just saying, I have no idea what you're saying. And he's having a sale which apparently goes for 1 day, 12 hours, and 23 more minutes. And I'll put a link down below the video for it. It's only $15. So it's pretty affordable. It is a cleverly designed shirt. And it's his little project. And he asked if I could, he mentioned it to me. And I looked at it and I thought it was cool. So it is the link
65
is below the
sold
video.
already.
65.
And his goal is only 40. So good job.
And you know, so he's met his goal. And you know what? I mean,
And because we're promoting it, we both get free T-shirts.
I know, but you know what? I mean, if he's selling them for $15, he can't be making very much off them. I mean, that must be pretty close to the production anyway. So that looks cool, and congratulations indeed. You were going for a goal of 40 and you've already sold 65. I think it's a cool shirt. That's a cool shirt to walk around with, to say
Cool.
Zenzen Wakaranai.
I'm going to buy one.
I like it. I like it.
Buy
So,
one right now.
links below the video, all that good stuff. Of course, Street English TV. I just realized I haven't actually put a link for your channel below this. I'll put that back. But just search on YouTube for Street English TV is one word. You'll find the channel of Chris Gann, our guest. Great to have you on. Thank you for helping me to lose
Thanks, Chris.
14 kilograms and getting
You
me.
will
Thank you, guys.
Your cell phone hasn't changed?
Yeah, my cell phone's the same. I got your number too, bro.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and good night to everyone. Thanks for all the comments. And I'm sorry again, wasn't very interactive tonight, but it was I thought we had some good stories there. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you same time next week. Next time on Victor's channel, give me a break, man. Next Wednesday, 10:30, and of course come back and join me one-on-one this Sunday, 11 p.m. for Tokyo Tonight, as I do every week.
Wow.
See you later. Boom.
All right, man. Adios, amigos. Woo!
Down, Chris, down.
Hey, what's adios amigos in Canadian? How do you say that?
じゃあまたね。あばよ。
Are we off?
Yeah.